Sometimes I say, I don't want to give you, he said, give me money, and out of all the law, there is a Shakti. Putting is another way, I mean, it should be blessed. I'm really blessed to talk about my boss. And he gave me a beautiful opportunity to select me to do this temple. I cannot say I'm the biggest devotee I should be. Somehow he liked me very much, I believe, so he gave me an opportunity to do that. And without paying, nothing is gained. I will take a lot of hard track from this area to run the temple. So I'm basically from California. I moved 3 years back here to start this temple. The temple which you're seeing here is called Balalayam. Balalayam is a young temple, it's not the main temple. The main temple we are supposed to start outside of this temple. This temple is totally 50,000 square feet. It's still bigger. This place is more than 7,000 square feet. So we are trying to put another 52,000 square feet as a purely Indianized structure in the parking lot. So we have some issues going between county and myself. So we are trying to solve all those things. Once it gets resolved, automatically we'll be turning into the groundbreaking. I believe the Shakti's blessing, the next year Vasha should be going new premises. So it's time to believe. And that's also my profession, basically. I read people's mind, I read people's future, that's what I do business. So, when you're talking about the Veda, my expertise is Atharva Veda, basically. And a lot of Swamis and Pandits, they'll be talking about Nalakatha, Krishna Katha, Mahabharata, Ramayana. But unfortunately, I'm not doing all those things. So I want to stay with my own area, Atharva Veda. I always say in a funny way, I'm running my life on happy. With the real meaning is going to do. That's what I'm going to call this. What does it mean? Atharva Veda is not practiced by anyone, any Hindu, anywhere in North America, except me. Government is great, but I would always wish a lot of people also should practice so they can help a lot of people. Why I'm bringing the word Atharva? The first time, what's the meaning of Atharva Veda? Atharva is the second son of the Brahma. First, the Atharva Veda was formatted by Shankar Bhagavan, and he gave it to Atharva, second son of Brahma. That is went to Bharadwaj Rishi. That's why a lot of these Bharadwaj Gopal people in India, they're more than 60 or 70 years old, definitely know a little bit about Atharva Veda. When you're talking about all the 4 Vedas from India, you won't be able to see not many people talking about Atharva Veda. A lot of misconception about Atharva Veda is dealing with evils and spirits and all those things. But any science without knowing the bad, you cannot do the good. Any science without knowing the bad, you cannot do the good. If you want to be a cop, they ask you to go to the 3 years of criminal life. It doesn't mean that after finishing my course, I'm going to be a criminal. No. To do the criminology, I should be able to catch the criminal side. So Atharva Veda totally deals with how to make up our karma, that is destiny karma. The first condition, nobody can change anyone's destiny, including the Shakti. It's very simple, meaning. I mean, we Hindus, we believe in God, and millions and millions of people, we pray to Shiva, Krishna, and all that. And we have a lot of problems in our life. If somebody come and tell me, Swamiji, I don't have any kind of trouble in my life, I would say that guy has a lot of trouble in his mind. Problem is uniform. It's a relative term, how you want to handle, how you want to admit the problems. But I would say that the word problem is an imbalance. When I'm using the word imbalance, the imbalance should be balanced. The next question comes, how to balance? There only comes as a mediator, as a broker, as a facilitator. So that deals with, that comes to the part of Atharva. When you come into the Atharva Veda, there are 6 tools that have been given to make up our destiny comfortable. Yantra, Tantra, Mantra, Aushadha, Astra, and Shastras. Normally, another misconception, Yantra means a copper plate, which you can see on the table here, that's called it. Yantra, it doesn't mean like that. Yantra, any object is called Yantra. My body is a Yantra, the mic is an Yantra. Any object is an Yantra. The Tantra, the way to practice. Mantra, to energize. These are normally known to a lot of people. Another 3 tools we call Aushadha. Aushadha means basically herbal medications. Now we call it herbal. And again, whereas Ayurveda, Siddha, you learn. Then we go to Astra and Shastra. Astra Shastra comes only in a very high level, that is called dealing with the spirits and They're talking about Shiva, and Shiva naturally, when you see the history, he controls all the gurus and all the evils. So, we have a deity called Chulani here, and there's the only temple in the whole Western countries in North America is called Chulani. You'll be wondering, what does it mean? And Chulani, she's another goddess. No, she's not a goddess. She's an Yakshin. In English, I call aggressive egg. We Hindus, I mean, we always believe in gods, but a lot of people don't know that. There are three kinds of gods in our Hindu thought. Normally, we pray to, say, Shiva, Vishnu, Radha, Krishna. All those gods and goddesses comes into the category of Shanta. There is another two sections involved. One is called Ashiva, third is called Adhiva. The Shanta, that's what normally known everyone. And Ashiva, yeah, few thousand, a few million people. It's like Durga, Kali, some kind of Indian village gods, I would say. The third one, given totally to the natural Vedic scholar, that is called Adhivata, like Chulani, Hari, Ma Kali, not Kali, Ma Kali, Jagannathi, Ahori. So these kind of terms sometimes you will hear somewhere, but to see those deities, or to see those god or goddesses, is very difficult. So the reason I'm putting this Chulani in another temple, in the whole temple, and the Shivji is only just 2 foot size. Being a Balali, normally you keep only one deity, but you keep a lot of deities, and she's the only goddess fully structured, that is called stone deity inside the mandir. The reason being we are keeping it totally, this is the only temple open 24 hours round the clock. That's why we keep the highest Pandit in the whole North America working this temple. So we normally the church where they say, okay, where is the followers? Our followers are national. And it's the only Hindu temple anybody can do puja, prayers, ritual, yajna, or homa through the telephone without stepping inside. It's something like how the IT guy in Australia, which is really different. Because if I say somebody sitting in New York, I would say you know, 50 years, but it's not possible. But Hindu mythology is very flexible. They say once you put the sankalp, that is called initiating part, as a pandit, you should be able to carry on. So I buy that idea, so I'm using that idea to be doing it. I was talking about Chulani, and Chulani is nothing but again Parvati, very simple. But she's in a different scope. And when you're talking about Chulani's husband is called Sarveshwara. Sarveshwara again nothing but Shiva. So Shivji took a lot of different avatars. And normally any Pandit, everybody knows the role. There are 108 Shiva names basically. The next question comes, can you show where the 100 Shivas? Nobody will be able to show, but we should be able to show this temple has got 54 Shivas sitting here. But all the 100 Shivji will be installed. And the Pranapachya will be done in the new one in the resource for the coming year. You can come back to the Atharva. I was talking about Atharva is the only Veda which deals with how to make up our karma. That is like dealing with application part, like an applied mathematics, like an applied physics. All these application parts are very tough science. And a lot of time we'll be coming across a Pandit priest. I'm not trying to accuse anyone, I'm just talking in a logical and proper way. We'll go and see a Pandit in the Mandir. Tell the Pandit, currently last $1 million business, please help me, I don't know what should I do with this. That Pandit will be giving advice, do this puja, do this will make me. But that Pandit is always serving for $1,000 salary, you know. The next question nobody asks, how come this Pandit is just serving for $1,000 salary every month? If somebody come and argue with this one, they came to America to support them and never buy the conversation. India needs thousands of Pandits still to happen. So it's natural. Any immigrant to America, they're coming only for 2 reasons. For better living and better money. That's it. There's no rule of that. Somebody's telling more than that. Go on asking something, but there won't be any anything. That's okay. Either for better living or for better school. I got some obligation like in India, my sister and father should take care. Oh, we are already very rich in India, but I want some safe country. Okay, I can.